Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Gardening in Cold Spring Harbor. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my home here in Long Island, New York, Zone 7A. Very bright, very mild, sunny day here in Long Island, New York. Today, the temperatures are going to be in the mid-50s. Tomorrow, mid-60s, you guys. And I'm so excited. Tomorrow is officially first day of spring, you guys. I am so excited. Cannot wait to see warmer temperatures and to actually to start getting my hands dirty. Finally, to start that real gardening that I love to do so much. So today we are outside. We are in my backyard in my raised bed garden. And let me tell you what we're going to do today. So today on this sunny, warmer, spring-like day, you guys, we're going to talk about onions. Yes, we're going to talk about planting onions from a set. Yes, guys, I know I already have a video on my channel, which you could still watch today if you're interested, where I talk to you about onions and growing onions specifically from seeds. So in that video, I showed you how I start and sprout my onions from seeds, specifically 4 onion varieties we planted together from seeds that day. However, today I'm actually going to talk to you about a second method of starting or planting and growing onions, and that is from something called a set. This is an example of an onion set. So that is what we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to show you exactly how and where I plant my onions in my raised garden beds over here from sets. So if you like this video, please show your support by clicking thumbs up. Leave your comments below. I truly appreciate when you guys write your comments, share your garden experiences with me, and give me your gardening tips and advice as well. And if you haven't yet done so, don't wait anymore. Go below this video, click the subscribe button, and click the bell icon. What will that do? It will make sure that you will get notifications every time I upload a new gardening video. So now, come with me. Let's get started. Let's plant some onions today from sets. So here you go, guys. Onion sets are pretty popular way to grow and start your onions. They're sold typically in any garden center, your nurseries. So today I have the white onion set variety. And as you could see, this came with 70 onions. Over here, I put them in this clear glass Pyrex so you could see how many onions this package came with for only $4.98, you guys. So there you go. That is the first variety I'll be planting today. The second set variety I'll be planting today is the red shallot. This guy came with only 10 sets in a pack for the same price of $4.98. As you could see, they're right there inside this bag. But today, basically, I'll be planting a total of 70 plus 10, 80 onions from sets. So if you prefer to grow your onions from something called a set, the best time to start growing onions in such a manner is in the spring. So mid-March to mid-April. So right now we are approaching the 3rd week of March, which is exactly why I'm going to put these babies into the soil today. So the next question some of you might have is, what are onion sets? Why they're called a set? Well, basically, onion sets are your same onions. They've just been already growing for roughly about a year somewhere, whether it's on a farm, in some nursery, etc. So they've been growing for 1 year. Then they've been dug up and stored over winter. And now these guys are basically ready to be planted in your home garden in the ground. Another cool thing about this is that since these onions, the sets, are already about a year old, they are bound to yield full-sized onion bulbs for you. Yes, at the end of the growing season, they're bound to give you, so one onion set like this is bound to give you one whole onion bulb at the end of the growing season, and without needing to be started indoors first. So remember, guys, when we spoke all about vegetables and or herbs, which are cool season veggies and herbs, which must be started in the month of March, onion was one of those veggies, you guys. So if you haven't started growing your onions, but you did plan to do so, meaning it is in your gardening agenda to grow onions this year, then trust me, believe me, you should start planting your onions very, very soon. So another very, very cool fact about growing your onions from sets is that, yes, guys, you do not need to pre-soak your onion sets prior to putting them in your soil. You can just put these guys directly the way they come from the packaging. So also, one onion set should roughly produce one whole onion bulb for you guys. So if I'm planting roughly 80 onion sets today, if everything goes as planned, I should be able to harvest 80 onion bulbs in total. Another question some of you might have is, how long do I have to wait until I can possibly collect my onion harvest? Well, if you're starting your onions from sets, it will take about 3 to 4 months from the time you put your sets into your soil till the time they're ready to be harvested. So here I came to my raised garden beds to see which of my raised garden beds should I use today to plant my onions. And I just wanted to quickly show you something what I saw. Remember the radish we sowed together with you guys in one of my previous videos, the German giant and the crimson giant? Guess what? It all sprouted, you guys. Look at this. They're still little babies, but I cannot believe this germination. Whoa. Exactly what I love seeing, you guys. So as you guys can see, I did have this weather fabric covering the radish the nights when we had that nor'easter come just a few days ago. We did go down to mid-20s those days. So I was worried about these guys over here. So I did put the hoops in and I covered them up with the weather fabric. Right now, again, the temperatures are in the 50s. So I uncovered them and I'm letting them get some fresh air and some beautiful sunlight that we're having today. So now back to my onion sets. So I think I'm going to use this larger garden bed over here. So this one is just below the garden bed where I'm growing my radish, which you just saw. So as you could see, it's been sitting here since last fall when I prepped it for the winter. So what I did was I cleaned out any debris and or roots from the previous year's growth, and I added some land and sea compost. I raked it all in diligently and I just let it sit there. So now you could see there are some leaves, there's a weed over there. No, that's not a weed. That's a pine needle. But okay, so there is some debris over here. As you could see, some needles, some leaves. So what do I have to do today? I basically will use this tiller. I will hand clean this whole garden bed. I will get rid of this debris, the leaves, the needles, anything that could potentially interfere with my onions' growth. I'm going to sprinkle a bit more of my Espoma organic land and sea compost. I've spoke to you guys about this beauty before. Yes, I love using the land and sea organic compost. I'm just going to intermix it with my soil over here. And then we're going to get started by planting my onion sets. So let's get the soil nice and loose. Let's break up all of the clumps that could have potentially formed. And let's get rid of any and every debris that is in this garden bed right now that we do not need. While you are tilling your soil, guys, in your raised garden bed, make sure you get in nice and deep in there. You do not want absolutely any compact soil. You want it to be nice and loose so your onions will get larger and larger. You want to get nice big bulbs to harvest. So get in there. You know, the soil's been sitting for a few months, overwintering, so I do want to make sure that I get it nice and airy and loose, you guys. So as with any other root vegetable, onions want that airy, loose soil. You do not want to leave any soil clumps, and for sure, you do not want to put your onion sets in a soil which is so hard and compact. Loosen up that soil, guys. Get rid of the debris, get rid of the soil clumps, and give those onions the best start. Doesn't this look so much better already, you guys? So basically loosened up the soil, threw out most of the debris that I could find. And now I'm just going to sprinkle some land and sea compost in here. So I sprinkled the land and sea compost. I think you could see the difference in color. So the darker area over there is my soil, and the lighter over here is the compost. So now I'm just going to diligently mix it in together. Now what I do is I get in here and diligently mix it all in. You want to make sure that your soil is diligently mixed in with your compost. Whichever compost you're using, doesn't matter. But you want to mix it in thoroughly and diligently. So now, you guys, that you have mixed in your compost with your soil, it is time to plant our onion sets. So essentially what you want to do is you want to plant them about 4 inches apart, with no more than 1 inch in depth, you guys. So let's get started. So when I plant my onions from sets, I like to use this garden dibber tool. Well, this particular one, I bought at Target, at my local Target, for about $10. If you can find a cheaper one, a different brand, doesn't matter. Be my guest. I got this one. I like it. It has a nice wooden handle to it. And again, it was not that, I don't think it was that expensive, but I'm sure you guys can find other brands for other prices, but either way. So what I do is I use this tool, I place it into the soil and I push on it a little bit. And as you could see, it makes that perfect size hole. Then I take my onion set over here. I'm gonna start with my shallot and I put it right into the hole. Look at that. Perfect depth hole. So I'm going to make my shallot row going this way across. So I'm going to continue with making the holes. So again, about 4 inches apart. So roughly here, I'm going to make my next hole. 4 inches. Next hole. Next. And so forth, you guys. So then you take your next shallot. Oh, one more thing. I mean, I'm sure most of you gardeners know which way is up and which way is down. But essentially, this is the root right over here. So this way, so here, let me show you a yellow onion, a white onion. You could see these little hairs growing on the bottom. So this essentially is the onion's root system. And this, the pointy side, will be the top where your greens will grow out of. So make sure you place your onion root side into the soil. So here, let me see if a shallot, let me give you an example with a shallot. So the pointy side, this side will be up, and this side, where you could see little hairs on the bottom over here. So this is the root system. This will be going into the soil this way. So here you go, guys. I've made all of my holes for my shallot. So I'm going to put in my second one, again, with the pointy side facing up. There you go. Next one. And so forth, you guys. I love how this tool makes the depth of the holes just ideal. Next one. Remember, the shallots only came with 10 sets per package. So there you go. Next one. Root side going down, and you basically just bury your, let me see here, this is the roots, this way going up. You basically will bury your shallot with a little thin layer of soil on top. So there you go, guys. All of my shallots are in the soil. Now what I like to do is just basically cover like this, just lightly cover them up, guys. That's all you have to do. Found more debris. Here, cover them up. That's it, you guys. One by one, covered. Perfect. Now let's start planting my white onion sets. So essentially, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to start a second row over here, and I'm going to make holes 4 inches roughly apart from each other. So I have 70 of the white ones to plant. Also, another good tip is when you open the package, go through your onion sets. Just because they look all the same doesn't mean, they feel the same. Touch them. Make sure they're nice and round and firm to the touch. You do not want to see anything, hollow inside or really wrinkly, which means has been over dried. You want to make sure that each one is hard and firm to the touch. As you could see, guys, it's coming along. I have my shallot, and then I have my white onion over here. We are 6 rows in. I'm gonna keep going. So there you go, guys. All 80 of my onions are in my soil. Pretty much took up the whole garden bed, just that little piece over there, that little corner. But it's okay, guys. I'm sure hopefully they'll grow nice and big. See them all inside. And now I'm just going to cover them all up like so. And I will bring out my labels. And I will place 2 labels over here, one for the row of the shallot and the other label to mark where my white onions are growing. So let's cover these guys up. Very basic, very easy. And then I'm just going to give them a nice watering. So now I am all done burying all of my onion sets. As you could see, this looks nice and neat. So all I have left to do is water this raised garden bed and then just watch my onions sprout and grow. There you go, guys. I just diligently and thoroughly watered my raised garden beds with my onion set. You could see the soil is nice and wet. Perfect. So this is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here today in my home garden in Cold Spring Harbor, Long Island, New York. Thank you for allowing me to show you how I start, plant, and grow my onions from sets. If you like this video, thumbs up, show your support, guys. I love seeing that you guys watch my videos, enjoy watching my videos, and that you do find my garden tips helpful and useful in your own home gardens. Leave your comments below. I love speaking to all of you, my fellow gardeners. And if you haven't yet done so, don't be shy. Subscribe to my channel. I love seeing that you guys watch and enjoy my videos. Again, thank you so much. Stay happy, healthy, and be well, you guys. And I'll see you again in my new upcoming videos. Bye.